What you're about to hear changes everything. One coach is gone, one quarterback is finally free, and one NFL franchise may have just turned the page on years of dysfunction. Kevin Stefanski is out in Cleveland, and whether people want to admit it or not, this move could completely reshape the future of Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski's firing doesn't just mark the end of a coaching era in Cleveland, it represents a reset, a clearing of the deck, and for Shedeur Sanders, possibly the first real opportunity he's had since stepping onto an NFL field. Let's be honest. This didn't start yesterday. This didn't start last week. This conversation has been building for months. From early in the season, it was clear that Stefanski never fully believed in Shedeur Sanders. And when a head coach doesn't believe in his quarterback, everything downstream suffers: play calling, trust, rhythm, confidence, and ultimately results. There were moments that felt impossible to ignore. First and goal situations where Cleveland repeatedly abandoned conventional, quarterback-driven offense in favor of wildcat formations, not because they worked, but because they removed the quarterback from the equation. Touchdown opportunities where Shedeur wasn't even given the chance to finish drives. Too many watching closely, it felt like quiet sabotage. And yet, despite all of that, Shedeur Sanders kept answering the call. Look at the context. Look at the degree of difficulty. This wasn't a quarterback surrounded by talent, protection, and stability. This was a fifth-round pick thrown into one of the league's worst offensive environments and still producing when it mattered. Against Cam Ward, the first overall pick, Shedeur didn't just hold his own, he outplayed him. Threw for 364 yards. Controlled the game. Looked calm. Looked prepared. Looked like the better quarterback on the field despite entering the league with the longest odds. It's imaginable. Then came Aaron Rodgers. Even in that matchup, when you dig into the numbers, Shedeur outperformed him in QBR. Not flashy. Not perfect. But efficient and poised, especially considering the circumstances. And then came the game that defined everything. Joe Burrow. Late game pressure. A minute and a half left. Cleveland trailing. Most quarterbacks fold there, especially young ones, especially ones with no help. But Shedeur Sanders took a group of practice squad receivers, players most fans couldn't name, and marched them 64 yards down the field in 10 plays, third dash and 10 from his own 29-yard line. Converted. Throw to an undrafted rookie, Isaiah Bond, for 13 yards. Clutch 3rd and 1. He trusted Jerry Jeudy, even though Jeudy had been one of the league's worst in drops all season, and that's another layer people ignore. Jerry Jeudy was second in the entire NFL in drops. In that game, Shedeur threw him 6 catchable balls. Jeudy caught 2. That's not on the quarterback. Who was Shedeur throwing to? Malachi Corley, Travion Williams, Sam Cannella, Blake Whiteheart, Raheem Sanders. These weren't featured weapons. These were emergency elevations. And yet the drive ended the same way great quarterbacks always do, with a bucket, with a win, with poise. That's what doesn't show up in box scores. That's what coaches either recognize or ignore. And all season long, Browns ignored the environment they were putting him in. According to Pro Football Focus, Cleveland ranked dead last in pass protection over the final month of the season. Dead last in receiving separation. His one trusted rookie target, Harold Fannin Jr., went down injured. No Naoku, no Judkins, no safety net, and still. Shedeur Sanders kept winning games. That's why Kevin Stefanski's firing matters so much. Because now, the excuses are gone. The resistance is gone. And the organization has a choice to make. They can go spend $30 to $40 million on a mid-tier veteran quarterback and be in the exact same position next year. Or they can recognize what they already have. A cheap, young quarterback who has already proven he can survive chaos. This is where the coaching hire becomes everything. If the Browns hire a coach who believes in Shedeur, even a defensive-minded head coach willing to pair him with a strong offensive coordinator, the ceiling changes. Money can go into the offensive line, into receivers, into building a real offense. And that's why names like Cliff Kingsbury and Clint Kubiak come up. Not because they're perfect, but because they understand quarterbacks. They've developed talent. They've adapted systems. And they've seen what happens when young quarterbacks are empowered instead of restricted. There's also a deeper layer here. Shedeur doesn't need to be coached by his father anymore. That chapter is closed. He wants to prove he's his own man. He wants accountability. He wants growth. And everything about his demeanor suggests he's ready for that next step. Even players who've been around the league see it. They see the flashes. They see the clutch moments. They see a quarterback who shows you something new every single week. Sometimes efficiency. Sometimes toughness. Sometimes leadership. And the most important thing? He wins. Not pretty. Not perfect. But when the moment demands it, he gets the bucket. Kevin Stefanski's firing signals something important. It signals that Cleveland knows the pairing didn't work. And when a franchise removes a coach before removing a young quarterback, that's a quiet vote of confidence. This offseason will decide everything. The Browns can either marry a coach to Shedeur Sanders and finally build something sustainable, or repeat the same mistakes they've made for decades. But one thing is clear. Shedeur Sanders has earned the right to be the guy if you made it this far. You understand this isn't just another Browns story, this is a franchise-defining moment. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, share it with real NFL fans, and subscribe to the channel for more deep, honest football analysis. And now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Shedeur Sanders is the future of the Cleveland Browns? Or should they go in a different direction? Drop your take in the comments below. I read every single one.